A favor, if you ever liked Ronnie, what's up, man? Ever liked any of my content, do me a favor right now and share this stream right down here in the left hand of your chat. You can share the stream because we're going to talk about what's happening to you right now, what's happening to the middle class, what's happening to the working class. Will, my man, real estate hustler partner. What's happening to the baby boomers, who you got to be paying attention to. Check it out, got my new WGR hat thanks to Jeremy. Jeremy Nutt gave that to me as a Christmas present, came in a little late. So what's happening here, guys? We are having hey, my wife Jordy popped on. So we are having a complete, thanks for the share, Ronnie, a complete shift in the way the economy has ever exist in what's happening is the middle class is being squeezed to prop it all up. Well, that's always how a society works, is the middle class takes care of the poor and the rich, right? But even more so, that middle class is being squished down to a really tight budget working class that's living paycheck to paycheck. Worse, they're living credit line to credit line. Right? So here's what I mean by that. Majority of people are now living to where instead of they've got money in the bank to go buy something or do something, they put it on a credit card or they borrow it from a line of credit, and then that's how they're surviving, that's how they're living, right? So I want you to think about this. If we're in that type of society where the majority of people are living on future earnings, right? Future earnings. I want you to get that right. People are living off of what they hope to earn in the future. That's what's going on, okay? That's the shift that's happening within inside of the working class, okay? It's going to continue more and more where a select group of individuals on the planet continue to grow wealth, and the middle class and working class continue to get squeezed out even worse, to where I want you to think about this. If you have debt and you're living off of credit, you are a slave to someone else, right? You're a slave to the bank, you're a slave to the mortgage company, you're a slave to your auto loan, you're a slave to your to everything, and to your light company. I mean you got to pay the light bill, you got to pay the gas bill, you got everyone owing money, right? But wait a second, you got this life you want to live too, right? You want to go on your vacation to Cancun or to Costa Rica, or I do. I want to go to Paris. I want to go travel back to Southeast Asia. I love Southeast Asia. I love Brazil, right? And we're looking at it, okay, so here's the thing. We're like, let's go to Brazil, right? We made the choice. The level we're going to live our life is we're flying first class. To fly first class to Brazil is $12,000, right? So if you can't even pay your light bill, right, and if you can't even pay your mortgage, or if you're having to borrow a line of credit to do these things, what are the odds you're going to be able to afford 12 grand to fly first class to Brazil? What are the odds that you're going to be able to do $20,000 first class vacations? You're not going to be able to. Most people aren't going to be able to. That's the reality of it, right? The dangerous part of it is people are going to live miserably if they don't get this economy shift figured out. What do I mean by economy shift? It's all digital now. It is a digital world. You're watching me digital. I've been expressing that for a while. That's why I started winningtheonlinegame.com. We are in a digital world, and you can either get on the boat, right? You can get on the boat, you can learn the digital communication, and you can take it to your advantage, right? That's what's so cool is with the digital world, you can get those $12,000 first class flights to Brazil, or your $20,000 vacations, or your $100,000 GTR, or your $300,000 Lamborghini. We got more people, young generation, riding around in Lambos now today than ever before. They can afford it because they figured out this digital currency, this digital world, okay? Here's what I'm seeing, right? You're seeing other aspects besides the communication shift, which is completely shifted, right? How we do business today, completely differently than 4 or 5 years ago. 100%, it will never be the same. Okay, it's never shifted this fast ever, okay? Those that are in front of it, those that are in the forefront, they're crushing it, they're killing it, right? Those that are lagging behind, those that are withholding and embracing the change of digital communication and the economic shift that's happening, they're falling further and further behind, hoping to dig themselves out only by digging themselves a deeper hole. And let me give you a prime example, right? This is my mom came over tonight, and she was telling me my dad's getting ready to retire. Worked at the same company. I bet he's been there nearly 40 years with Questar Gas. He's probably one of the lucky ones looking back at how the working guy with corporations, especially utility companies, turned out, right? They were able to get a pension. Pensions have gone away. If pensions were pretty cool if they were controlled right? But he's got that pension, right? Most baby boomers don't have the pension. They were shifted over, they're at that age where it was shifted to a 401k or an IRA that's completely tied to the false market, right? Oh, my little Leonard came. Okay? My mom says, hey, our insurance changes in June when my dad retires. I'm like, well, what does it go to? She said it goes to $900 a month for a $3,500 deductible for each of them. Meaning they go to the doctor, they do anything medically, $3,500 plus their $900 a month premium. What's 900 times? They're over, you're almost $11,000. $11,000. Get that. This isn't going to Brazil on a trip. This isn't going on cruising the world. This isn't buying a Lamborghini. This is buying insurance that is required. Just so you know, the way it's set up with the current healthcare system is you're required to have it. Not only that, if they have to use any medical things before, they got to pay up to $3,500. So my question is, $3,500 times two of them, that's $7,000 plus $12,000 in premiums, $11,000 in premium. You're 18 grand before you even get to use that product. Does that sound like a fair service to you guys? Sound like a fair insurance plan to you guys? And I point this out because they're not the only Americans in this problem. We are full of Americans in this problem with their financial situation. They're not growing their wealth. You're not building residual income, and plus you're getting taxed. Maybe don't call insurance a tax, whatever, but you have to have it or you're fine. That's to me a tax, right? $15,000, $18,000 taxes to baby boomers that are retiring, or to the average American on what the income is. What's the average income in Utah? Maybe $75K a year. Boom, you back out for insurance. Okay, let's say that your company's paying part of it. Okay, so you're at $70,000, $68,000. Then they're going to take taxes out. Okay, so now you're closer to $50,000, $55,000, right? Now you got to buy school clothes for your kids. Okay, you got to be able to put food on the table. You got to pay the mortgage. You got to pay the light bill. You got to put tires on your car. You got to change the oil. You got that roof just went bad. You got to replace that roof, right? You got to take care of your lawn. You got to do all this stuff. You got to pay to get in school, right? You got to do all that, buy all that shit, all that supply. Oh, now your kids want to be on the dance team, on the tumbling team, on the soccer team, on whatever, right? People are running out of money, right? People are straight up running out of money, and that's why you got to make money, right? Because if you want to even live a basic life, you got to be putting money into your bank account, okay? You can watch, but what else, right? I know so many. I've interviewed several really mega producers in my life. I'm talking 10 million plus producers per year with their businesses, okay? And I have several different things I've learned. I want to share with you three things that I have learned from why you must make money and build residual income, right? Number one is you don't know when something bad's going to happen, right? You don't know when it's going to happen. I'm not saying live life afraid that something bad's going to happen, but when is your kid going to have a sick thing that you're not planning on? When is your spouse going to have something go wrong that you're not planning on? When is it you're going to have that, that cancer that pops up, or that tumor that pops up, or those whatever you got to deal with, right? When is it you're going to have a car accident and all of a sudden you can't work for 6 months? Well, I believe in you become what you think about most of the time, right? Think positive, right? Create that reality. However, one thing is this could happen. What are you going to do if that happens? Are you prepared to take care of yourself and your family? So that's number one. You must make money simply in the event that you got to take care of some shit, right? What if there's people in your family, your parents, right? A sibling. They bounce on hard times, right? How many times you had a sibling that their spouse bounced out, and now the sibling and the two kids, you got to take care of them. I see that all the time in the community, right? Or maybe unexpectedly, your one parent dies and you still got your other parent you got to deal with. Plus they got to get into assisted living. I see that all the time. Man, I got clients whose literally lives were upside down. I'm not going to name who they are, obviously, but I'll give you the gist of it. They literally got their dad back from the ex-wife that wasn't their mom, that took everything, left him Let me kiss it. Let me kiss it. Blow your nose off. Left him at a hospital and then took everything he had. So now the kid's got to take on the burden of taking care of him, paying his medical bills, getting him in assisted living. Like, this shit is real. This is what's happening to Americans today. Okay, so something bad could happen. Number 2 is, don't you deserve it? Don't you deserve to live an amazing life? Don't you deserve to visit Paris? Don't you deserve to visit South America, Southeast Asia? Don't you deserve to go on that cruise? Don't you deserve to buy that car, to live in that house? I mean, don't you deserve it? You were born an infinite intelligence, an amazing being, and you've got the ability to create anything you want. Why create poverty? Why create being, and I use these words strongly because, oh, don't turn the water on the sink, out of the sink. Sorry, my daughter's turning the water on. Why would you spend this time on here creating a captivity system where you owe other people all the time? Why you gotta pay the high interest? Why you gotta be sitting in your basement that's unfinished because you didn't ever earn the money to finish it? Why you gotta be not going to Puerto Rico? Why you gotta be not driving the Land Rover? Instead, you're settling for the Corsica. You know what I'm saying? Why do you gotta? Why can't you have it? That's number 2. Do it because you deserve it, right? Number 1 is because you never know when you're gonna need to take care of some important shit. Number 2 is you deserve to have great things in your life. Number 3 is whose lives can you change? Whose lives can you change, right? I want you to imagine this. If you're a philanthropist and you earn $1,000 a month to be able to put towards philanthropy, that's $12,000 a year. But if you earn $1 million per month just to go to philanthropy, that's $12 million a year. How many more lives can you impact with $12 million? Whoa. Water stays in the sink. Sorry. How many more lives can you impact with $12 million versus $12,000, right? I mean, you look at major, I'll give you a prime example, the LDS faith, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, very prominent where I live. How many people can they help just because they got their relief funds set up? We are here to help people, and we are first robbing from ourselves when we are not getting rich. Okay. Number 2 is we're robbing from other people because we have something inside of us, some gift, some purpose, some mission of being here. And if we don't maximize our potential, we are stealing from people. Like, we are literally doing a negative value creation, if that even makes sense, by not getting rich, not expelling our potential and fulfilling what we can fulfill on here, right? With that being said, how the hell do you do it? How the hell do you get out of the middle class squeeze, the middle class trap, right? Ronnie, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? How do you get out of the middle class trap? Rich, what are you doing to get out of the middle class trap? So that you're not the middle guy. You're not the best of the little guys, right? But you have some actual say on this planet. You get to make some choices on what creates a whole movement. What are you doing? Well, you gotta be involved online. Number 1, hey Brian, glad to see you on, man. I got your freaking send out card, and then you hit me up today. That is actually one awesome idea. So check this out. Here's what Brian Perez is doing. Lenny, you cannot go over there. Sorry, Brian Perez is sending out thank you cards. What? Here you go. Brian Perez is sending out thank you cards with people's pictures on them. Who doesn't want to receive a thank you card with your picture on it, right? Okay. So what can you do to get out of the middle class squeeze? You got to start increasing your working income. You want to go get mom? I'm trying to do a live stream. Got to increase your working income. Number 1. You got the money you earn, the dollars per hour you earn has got to go up. What do you need? Obviously, I'm going to have to cut this short because she's sad. I will get back to this another night. Appreciate you guys watching. What I thought was cool, too, is he takes several of his customers from 6 figures to 7 figures. I want you to think about that, going from 6 figures to 7 figures a year in revenue. But the thing that stuck out to me the most, right, and I've heard this from when I've met with Ben Kinney, I've interviewed guys like Joshua Smith,